Welcome to the Sewcial Hour Podcast. I'm your host, Audra.
And I'm your host, Bethany. And today we're talking about summer wardrobe must-haves. These are things that we have made and love, and we're going to share some of our favorite patterns. And we'd love for you to do the same in our Facebook group, The Sewcial Sewist. So if you haven't joined our Facebook group, please hop over and do so. We have a fun chat in there after every episode with you all, our wonderful listeners, and it's really fun to see and hear all of your opinions about the things that we talk about here on the podcast. So I'm excited to dive into this. You know, I'm a garment sewist first and foremost, and I'm hoping this inspires me to do more of it. I've been doing a lot of quilting and bag making lately and a lot of crafty stuff, and I need some garment sewing in my life. So I'm hoping that this not only inspires you all, but me to get back into it. So I'm excited.
I wouldn't see, unlike you say you're a garment sewist first and foremost. I'm just like 33% bags, quilts, clothes. I think the quilting section is narrowed a little bit, but it's still kind of like an equal pie of interests. But my garment sewing definitely kicks up in the warmer months, just because I think there's so many fun things that can be made quickly. It's fun fabrics, it's light, it's double gauze, it's knits, it's whatever. You can just have so much fun with it. So I think my garment sewing definitely kicks up in summer.
Going out and doing more, maybe you're taking a trip, there's more incentives to want to make something. I feel like the winter, it's just kind of like bleh. And I tend to stick to loungewear and quilted coats and those kind of things, but the summer, spring, summer, fall are probably my favorite, like, making garment season. But I think we have a little icebreaker question of sewing swimsuits, yay or nay? Do you like it or not?
Can I say yay-ish? And my yay-ish comes from I've had minor success, but nothing that I am completely in love with yet. So yay, but I'm still perfecting or finding the perfect pattern that I'm just like slam dunking every time I make it. So yay-ish.
I want to love sewing swimsuits so much, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I want to love it. I want to love it so much because I loathe swimsuit shopping. Loathe it. But I feel like a lot of the swimsuits that I tend to purchase, those patterns just don't really exist. Or I haven't found them yet. And I think it's hard because with swimsuits, like, there's a pattern company I've sewn one of their swimsuits from, and like their version of full coverage is like my idea of pretty cheeky. So I made it, and of course, you know me, I made it like the day before I went on a beach trip, and I packed it, and I was like, well, I'm going to blind everybody with my cheeks on the beach. My cheeks have never seen so much sun. And it was traumatizing for all of us. But I made it, and dadgummit, I was going to wear it, but you better believe the photos I posted of me in that swimsuit did not show the back of that swimsuit. You're welcome. And I have not worn that swimsuit since that trip. I have had success with one swimsuit, and I will be sharing that pattern in today's episode. But I still, you know, I for me, it's just finding patterns that I feel like are worth making, that I feel like I'll like the style. It's a lot of work to make a swimsuit, only to like not like how it fits. It's really intimidating. And as our record goes on, you know, when we shop ready to wear, it's hard to find a swimsuit that fits us, that we like on our body, because we might like it on someone else, but then we try it on and we're like, nope. Because we're all shaped so different, right? And when you put something so fitted on you, it can look different on everybody. So for me, it's like, okay, if I go and try on 10 swimsuits, I might like one. Why would I want to spend all the time and money to make this pattern? The odds are not in my favor that I'll like it. And so I think that's where a lot of my hesitation comes from with making swimsuits. I have had success with one. I've had some epic fails. with swimsuits, and it's just one of those things where I have to really, really want to make it to like dive into it. But I don't love the process. It stresses me out.
Yeah, I don't love the process either. Like I said, I've had mediocre success at best. And most of the things are things I would maybe wear like at a friend's pool, not necessarily out like in public.
Yeah.
So
I agree. But we are going to kind of talk about summer wardrobe refresh. You know, these are some ideas that we feel like handmade.
Refresh.
Handmade. And I kind of broke mine down a little different than you did. So we'll kind of go through them because I couldn't just pick like a couple of things. I added a few, but we'll go through them quickly. And of course, these are all me made. So we will drop photos of these into our Facebook group so that you can see all of these on us and decide if it's something that you want to make. But I do feel like all of the ones that, at least that I'm going to share, are great for everybody. And they're, for the most part, like pretty beginner friendly. Like I would say all of my patterns, that even my swimsuit pattern that I'm going to share, are very much beginner friendly. And so I'm excited to share them with you.
All right. Dive in. Let's go.
Do you want to go first?
I can. Sure.
Like go through yours. Go for it.
All right. So I did like a top, a bottom, and a dress. Because
she went at it with a different approach than I did.
Yeah, it's just the summer basics. So my favorite summer tank to sew is the Blooma top by Paradise Patterns. Ooh. It is a great basic tank top, well made, nice neck and arm lines. For us girls, it has a nice armhole, so you don't get that like armpit bulge thing. I don't know what it's called, but we all know what I'm talking about. So
is this tank like more fitted?
Yeah, so it's a nice fitted tank top, a nice crew neckline, nice size armholes. It fits beautifully. I've made it with a variety of fabrics. It's a quick afternoon sew, and so if you need a quick tank top, it's great.
I'm going to add this to my list because I feel like I haven't found the perfect tank yet.
Yeah, I love this tank. And it's got a crew neck, so it depends. If you want like a lower neckline, it's a nice crew neck tank, but I love it. I've worn it dressy, I've worn it casual, I've done it everything in between, and I'm a fan. And awesome. I've done it too with an unfinished hem on the bottom and on the serger. Did a
lettuce hem.
Thank you. That's the one where I did a lettuce hem on it. So there's a variety of things you can do with it, and I'm a fan.
I love that.
My second one is going to be the dress. It's the Rhea dress by Tammy, Handmade. Mm-hmm. So some variations I did on this dress. The dress pattern, it's a great flowy, very feminine, very flattering summer dress. Made it with rayon. I've made it with cottons. I've made it with a variety of fabrics, but it's got some nice ruffled tiers to it. And then I actually added another tier to it to make it a nice maxi summer dress.
Yeah.
So it's very customizable, very friendly in its measurements, can easily be taken in, can easily be let out. Very, very beginner friendly summer dress that could be dressed up for a wedding or worn to the beach over a swimsuit.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
And what else did I have? Oh, these pants, I think I have talked about ad nauseum on my Instagram feed. Megan Nielsen writes a great pattern. I've made a variety of their patterns. The Flint pattern is actually like a culottes and shorts pattern. I extended mine, so it actually is a full-length pant, so almost like a palazzo pant.
Yeah.
But as a short, it's super flattering. It's high-waisted, generous in the legs, super attractive for the feminine figure. Has a tie closure or a button closure, so the tie closure is super easy to sew, very beginner friendly. So again, like the Rhea dress, very adaptable. You can make it longer, you can make it shorter, and you can really tailor it to what you want it to be. I'm actually going to be making these pants for my upcoming trip. I'm actually going to be making shorts because I've made the pants 2 or 3 times now. So I'm actually going to be making the shorts for my upcoming trip.
Key question. I'm assuming both options have pockets.
Yes.
Pockets are a must. I've bought some pants patterns and I'm like, why are there not pockets? I am not making these. Or I'll go get pockets from another pattern to put into the pants. I've never made shorts?
I like making shorts, frankly, because I haven't found a lot of shorts that fit me the way I like them to fit me. I was dancer for a very large part of my life.
Mhm.
And I don't know, just my legs are not my favorite part of my body. So I'm really
Yeah.
particular about shorts and how they look on me. So I think that's why I've started making my own shorts, because then I can really tailor them
Yeah.
to how I want it to fit on my waist, how I want it to fit on my hips, how I want it to like hang on my thighs, how long I want
Mhm.
them to be. I can really, and that's the great thing about sewing our own clothes, is we can do that, where we can tailor them to highlight the parts we want to highlight and not highlight the parts we don't.
Not yeah. Yeah. My struggle with shorts is getting them long enough, because I have a really short torso and I have really long legs. And so, I just and they're twiggy legs that are bow-legged. So, I struggle with finding shorts that are long enough. That's my biggest struggle. And so, that's why I've just never really dove into making shorts, other than like knit pajama shorts. I've made those, but like shorts I would wear out in public. It's on my list. I have so many shorts patterns. I'm definitely going to try these. So the pants and shorts, are they like a linen?
I have made the pants. The pants I always make out of crepe, because they
Oh,
hang so nice and really
nice.
give that flowy feel. I love working
Yeah,
with crepe. I love
which
crepe
is
so
great
much.
for summer because it's very lightweight and airy.
Yeah, so I've been made the pants out of crepe. The shorts this time I'm going to be making out of a heavier khaki-ish
Yeah.
feel. I'm trying to figure out, this is one of those things where I had the fabric in my stash and I love the fabric, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm just going to be
Yeah, that
honest.
happens sometimes.
I
I feel like the shorts need to be a heavier fabric
yeah.
than a crepe. The crepe is great for like those flowy pants because you're getting the length to add the weight to that fabric to get them to hold the shape. Whereas like shorts, you'd be those crepe shorts would be flapping up in the
Yeah, it's not
wind.
crepe.
So
It's almost like, maybe it's a poplin. God, I wish I knew. I actually took it into work to ask my coworker, like, do you know what fabric this is? And we're still both a little stumped on what it is. I'm sharing a swimsuit, but we need to go back to my yay-ish comment that I still haven't found complete success. So this pattern, it's the I want to make sure it's, yes, Sirena patterns. It's the Sharon one piece pattern, and usually I wear a two piece, but I really have no success sewing two pieces. So this one piece I made, I did like a full Baywatch swimsuit out of bright red. I even ordered a Baywatch patch online. I made it. I love it, but it is just a hair too short in the torso. So it rides up in the tushy and just pulls down in the shoulders. I love the pattern though. I just need to make it again to fit me right. But I really love the pattern. So this is my incentivized moment to remind me I need to remake it again to fit me better, because it's great. It's a classic one piece swimsuit. It goes low in the back. It's got the high cut on the hips. So it kind of looks nice along, but makes your thighs look nice and long. So it's a great pattern. I just need to adjust the torso. This is where I need to do my research on how much I should increase it in the torso so that it doesn't get too long.
yeah, yeah. It's always easier to like take it in at the shoulder if you need to
Yeah.
versus
True.
But it also depends on how it's constructed, because a lot of swimsuits are kind of constructed inside out and then you pull it through a tube, and once you do that, it's really hard to go back. So, you might be able to finagle it, but yeah. And that's the hard part I feel like with swimsuits is, a lot of patterns, if it's something that's like a specific fit, I'll do a muslin version, especially if it's like a dress that has like a fitted bodice with a lot of like darts and stuff, and curved like sweetheart necklines and those kind of things. I'll do a quick muslin out of something else that I'm not going to make, but just those parts, and do a little test fit before I cut into my good fabric that I'm going to make the finished version out of. You can't really do that with swimsuits because swimsuit material is so expensive, and there's nothing else really like it that you could get cheaply. It's not like you can like I can make a muslin from a bed sheet at Goodwill, for a dress, but I can't really do that for a swimsuit. So I get it. It's hard. the stretch is hard to compare, but
it's hard to compare. So quick recap of mine.
Yeah.
Tank top, the Blooma tank by Paradise Patterns. Shorts, culottes or pants, can make all of them with this pattern, is the Flint pattern by Megan Nielsen Patterns. The Rhea dress by Tammy Handmade. And then swimsuit is the Sharon one piece by Sirena Patterns.
We're going to put together a fun little PDF that has all the links to all of our patterns and the photos of us, our version that we made, so that you can see them and have the links. I'll put that whole PDF in our Facebook group, The Social Sewist, because this is too many links to put in the show notes. So I think that's going to be probably what we'll do. That would be the best way to share those, so everybody can go to one PDF and like get links to all of these, because I definitely want to make your tank top. I definitely want to go check out this dress. And the pants and shorts for sure. The swimsuit interests me, but I don't do a high hip. The shape of my body, I'm built like a boy, where I don't really have hips that go out, like, and the high hip just really accentuates that. So, I want to love it so bad. And I bought a swimsuit that had that, and I wore it once and only once. And I was so self-conscious. I wish I could pull it off. Okay. So I kind of broke mine up a little differently. I have a knit dress, a woven dress, a travel day set, or like a lounge set, a tee, and a swimsuit. So those are mine. But all of mine are like very beginner friendly, and extremely comfortable to wear. I'm all about like comfort. I work from home. I want to be comfortable. I jokingly say I don't wear hard pants unless I have to. Hard pants being like jeans. So I have a ton of jeans. I collect jeans, but I don't wear them very often. Okay, so knit dress would be the Sage dress. It's by Made for Mermaids, and it has so many different kind of variations, but I kind of describe it as like a t-shirt dress. So I made it with knit. I love to make it with like a rib knit.
Ooh, fun.
And I made it last year when I was going to the beach. There's different lengths you can choose from and different hems that you can do. And I think there might be different necklines, but I did the V-neck to kind of dress it up a little bit. So I did the V-neck, I did the short cap sleeves. And so it's fitted like a tee at the top, but then it's kind of like looser. And so it's not form fitting across like the lower half of your body, but it still shows your shape, which is nice. But I don't like things that are super tight all the way down. But I actually made mine where it was, just above the ankle. Like maybe mid calf, like that length, but I did the curved hem. So you can see a little leg on the sides, and it's a curved hem on both sides. It is so cute. I love it so much. It's a great dress. Depending on the fabric colors you choose, but I chose it was pretty neon rib knit. So it definitely makes you look really tan, which I need all the help with. It's so fun. Like you can pair it with some like little white sneakers or some sandals or something. I've worn it to the beach. I wore it in Sydney the day that I went to tour the inside of the Opera House. I wore it that day because it was super comfy and it was really warm that day. So I love that dress. It's a great beginner dress, and there's so many modifications. You can make it shorter or longer. It's got a lot of options. The woven dress that I am sharing is called the Southport dress by True Bias. There's different lengths to this dress. I made the one that falls like right above the knee. And this is a woven dress I made with a chambray. So it's kind of like a tank. And it comes down, it's got like a button placket right here that actually is a functioning button placket. There's no zippers or anything like that. You just undo the few little buttons here to be able to get it on and off over your head. It does have a little drawstring at the waist to kind of cinch the waist, which is really cute. And it's not form-fitting really at all, but it's got a good, like, because it's a tank, it's got a good, like, arm tank space. Like, I'm comfortable wearing it. And then it's like it's not a gathered super crazy skirt. It's just kind of a perfect fit for a skirt. Mine came right above the knee, but what was really cool about mine was my fabric choice. So I did use a chambray that I got from Joanne, but it was embroidered chambray on the bottom end of the chambray. So I fussy cut the skirt so that the embroidery went around the base of the skirt. I love it so much. But they just sent me an updated version of this pattern. They now have a projector file for it. So I definitely want to make it again. And I like the long version. Maybe I'll make a long version this time. But it's just such a good staple shape for everybody. And so then my next one would be a travel day set. You know, I love to travel a lot and I want to look cute, but I also want to be comfortable on the plane and getting through the airport and all of that. So this is called the Lowland Adult Easy Set by Lowland Kids. Lowland Kids is the pattern company, but they do have some adult patterns. And they do make this in a kid's size as well. So if you want to do something matchy, you absolutely could. But it is an oversized, and when I say oversized, it is oversized. So if you like oversized, don't feel like you need to go up in size to get that look. It is built for that. It's got a longer short sleeve on it. It's an oversized boxy tee, and it's got a high-low hem, which I love because it comes with like the fitted biker shorts for the underneath.
Yeah.
So if you want to cover your butt with the biker shorts, you can with the top, but it's like so cute together. And then the biker shorts come in different lengths. So you can do the shorter ones, the mid thigh or down to the knee. I think I did the mid thigh ones. I did this out of like a double brush poly, and it's a checker. It's a white and like a seafoam green or mint green checker from Hobby Lobby. And I love it. I've worn it on the plane. I wore it to the beach. It's a great travel day matching set. And they're so easy to make.
And you said it was short sleeved?
It is short sleeves, but the sleeves are like come down to the elbow. Like they're like a super baggy, long, like a longer short sleeve. Super, super cute, super comfy. I definitely want to make it again and maybe something that's a little thicker and heavier than a double brush poly. And if you're going to choose a double brush poly, maybe not choose a white because you'll see your underwear through it. Okay. Ask me how I know. But the shirt's really long. So, I mean, you can kind of hide it and I've done that and it's fine, but maybe not choose white.
Learn from our mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah. My next one is the Forget Me Not tee. It's actually what I'm wearing right now. I'm going to move my little microphone over if you're watching on YouTube. So it's a V-neck. I think there's a couple neck options. It does have a seam down the front because it ties in a little bow at the bottom. And there's different lengths. I think I did like the modest crop. And then I think there's different lengths of the sleeve. I did the elbow length. And I'm pretty sure this is the same material that you used to make your pajamas for you and Charlie recently. Like it's that same, got the little design into it, like the little holes and stuff. This is by Copper Creek Patterns. I'm pretty sure I did the video tutorial on this pattern that's on their YouTube channel. So if you make it, you might see me on that. I'm pretty sure this is the one that I did, but I wear this all the time. It fits like that modest crop fits perfectly on me with like a high-rise pair of jeans. So I love it. There's different lengths to it. When you wear jeans. When I wear jeans. And the picture that I'll post with this is me wearing them with like some button fly jeans, and it's really stinking cute. So I'm not a crop top person, but a modest crop I'm here for. So it hits right at like the natural waist instead of being too short. So super cute. And then the last one I have is a swimsuit, and it's the Bethany Beach Beauty swimsuit, which is a mouthful. Yes, it has my name in it. It's by Ellie and Mac Patterns. They asked me if they could name it after me, and I was like, that's fine. And then I made it for my beach trip last year, and I used some amazing swim fabric that I had gotten from Surge Fabric. So if you are looking for a place to get swim fabric, I love Surge Fabric. And it was a stripe that ombres from like yellows and oranges down to like deep purples and blacks. And so it ombres all the way down. It is a one piece. But again, Ellie and Mac likes to do a lot of different variations in their patterns. So every person who makes it, it can look a little different. There's two key things with this pattern. It's a one piece regardless. But if you want to do the side cutouts to kind of give like a little skin in the middle, you can. I'm not a big fan of that. that's an area that I don't want to draw attention to. So I chose the solid one piece. And then there's a back. There's like a high back and a low back. And I did the low back. It's like if I'm going to show some skin, it's going to be my back, not my side flanks. So
your side flanks.
My side flanks. You know what I'm talking about?
Like you're a steak.
Yeah, well, when you're built like a boy, like you just don't have a curve. Those side cutouts really don't make me look curvy at all. But I did do the back. So this is a swimsuit that again I wore in Sydney when I was at Bondi Beach, and I love it. I mean, it fits really well. It's very like the one piece is very simple and basic. It's there's nothing that says like shows my personality in the sense of like the kind of stuff that I like. There's no ruffles, there's no like exciting things. So like that's where the fabric choice I think really makes it like cool and fun to see. But it is a solid one piece. Even with the low back, I don't feel like my shoulders are going to slide off. I feel supported. There is an option to do a built-in like bra kind of thing. If you need that, I don't. So I didn't do that, but I love it. And I've worn it a lot, but I don't wear a lot of swimsuits. I don't go swimming. I don't have a pool. So I think that's the other reason why I don't make a lot of swimsuits, but it is a solid one. The fit is really good. I've seen it on so many different body types and it all looks flattering. So if you are wanting to try a beginner friendly swimsuit, like a one piece that's a really good one. So
yeah.
Those are mine, and I feel like it kind of gives you a quick variety. So that's why I chose like the knit dress, the sage dress by Made for Mermaids. If you like to sew knits, or if you want to dabble into sewing knits, it's a great pattern to start with. Woven, the Southport dress with True Bias. It has a little more detail into it, but if you prefer wovens, that's a great option. The Travel Day set with Lowland Adult Easy set, that's a fun, cozy anywhere. If you're just running to the store, it's so good. The Forget Me Not tee that I'm wearing right now is a classic little tee. And then the Bethany Beach Beauty swimsuit. I don't know where they came up with the whole name, but it's really a solid choice. So those are my recommendations and things that I've made. And a couple of them I want to remake. And you can't go wrong with any of it.
And I think what really makes we're giving a really great, well-rounded list.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that makes this really hopefully applicable to our listeners is you and I are similar in height, but our bodies are differently. So I am very curvy, and like where you want to hide areas, I'm okay accenting areas. So it's a nice list of, if you're more of an hourglass shape, there we've got some options. If you're not an hourglass shape, there's options.
I don't know what my shape is.
I mean,
I'm shaped like this clapper.
It's but there's something that works for everybody. And again, going back to the great thing about sewing is you can make it work for you. Any of these patterns, no matter what your shape is, you can make it to highlight what you want to highlight and what you don't want to highlight, because we all have things we don't want to highlight.
Exactly. And that's the joy of like making your own clothes. I don't know about you, but because I can make my own clothes, I really struggle with like shopping at stores. Like I don't go shopping at stores for stuff. I used to go in those sections all the time, and I would just get so frustrated, and like they didn't have my size, or I thought I was this size, but then I ended up having to go back and get another size, and it was just such an ordeal. And I'd end up walking out with nothing and get so frustrated. I have found I love my body more now that I make my own clothes. I don't have this stress. Yes. Yeah. I don't have this stress of like, is this going to fit or anything like that. Like I made it and I know it's going to fit me.
Yeah. You can really make it to you. Feeling. There's no stress about what a size number is. You're not letting some arbitrary number dictate how you feel about yourself that day. And for me, it's return on time investment. So I still shop in stores, but it's sparingly. And if it's things either A, I can't make, B, I don't want to make, or C, the time to make it is not worth it because I can buy it for $10 when my time is worth more than $10 in making a quick tank top or t-shirt. And so it all depends on the fabric, what my vision, it's all about my vision too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's great. And what we've also talked about today is a lot of different types of fabrics. What Bethany and I are going to put together is a PDF of some of our favorite fabric sources, because as we've mentioned in previous episodes, with Joann's no longer being an option, we're going to put together a list of some of our favorite fabric shops for you to check out for your garment sewing, or any sewing, frankly.
I know there's a lot of people that are new to garment sewing, or maybe we've inspired you to give it a try. And I think the biggest hurdle that people are going to have is sourcing fabric now that Joann is not going to be an option. And I say that not to say that there aren't a lot of other places. It's just when you first get into garment sewing, that was really the only place that was readily available to majority of people to be able to go into a store and like touch and feel all of these different types of fabrics, right? And learn about them. And that's how I learned about them, going into that store and touching and feeling and looking at the bolt and going, oh, that's what crepe feels like, for example. So now when I go to order stuff, I kind of have an idea of what that is going to feel like. And I don't know about you, but texture and feel of a fabric plays a big part in if I'm going to wear it.
And drape.
Yeah. But if it doesn't feel good to touch, even if it looks nice in the garment, I won't wear it on my body. It will make me uncomfortable. Even if it fits me great, even if it flows pretty or whatever, if I don't like the texture or feel of a fabric, and I'm very sensitive to those things, so I will not wear it. So for me, it's a big deal to be able to touch and feel. So unfortunately, some of that is going to be going away if it hasn't already. And there are going to be some resources that we're going to list that I feel like you could reach out to them and say, hey, this is what I'm making. I'm new to garments. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to reach out to them and say, I'm kind of looking at this fabric. Do you feel like I've never used this type of fabric. Maybe can you describe it a little bit to me? Or do you have a video of the drape or flow? I think this is one thing that a lot of these fabric companies that are sell online are going to have to really step up their game, and not just having flat images, but actually like a video of the fabric flowing or drape or hanging on something. I feel like that would be, if I could give any advice to some of these fabric companies that sell online, is to be more creative in how you portray all of these different options.
All these patterns that we referenced today are really beginner friendly.
Yes.
And we're going to get you a PDF with all these beginner friendly summer handmade summer wardrobe refreshes, and also a great way to source your fabrics. And now we'll go into our You Love to See It.
Okay. I'll let you go first.
Okay. My You Love to See It is everything old being new again. And this is happening. This is happening regularly in our house. So as you all know,
teenage daughter.
Yes, as you all know, we have a preteen. She likes to think she's a teenager. She's getting there. Preteen daughter, and it's happening nearly every day that a song comes on and she's jamming out, and I start singing along, and she turns to me and goes, "You know this song?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know this song because I was singing this when I was your age." Yep. And then this morning we're having breakfast, and she starts playing Celine Dion circa 1992. And she goes, "You know this song?" I'm like, "Yes, Charlie, I know this song." And it just keeps happening. And I just have to laugh because some of these songs, apparently they're finding them, like her friends are finding them on TikTok and showing them to her. She doesn't have TikTok.
Yeah.
And she just keeps, it's this recurring, "You know this song?" And I'm like, "Yes, because I was recording this on a blank cassette tape during the top 9 at 9 on my room stereo, trying to hit play and record at the exact same time."
So I could record it. What's a cassette tape?
Right. What's a cassette tape? So I could listen to it whenever I want, just like you do now with streaming.
Yeah.
But what I really
we
love
had to work for it.
I worked for it. You just have to like hit a couple buttons. I was like perfect synchronization on the record, pre-Napster, pre-blank CDs. What's really been great about this is it's having all these mutually identifiable moments of music, because some of the newer artists I don't necessarily know. So when she plays it, I'm kind of lost. But then when she plays these songs, I know we have these mutually identifiable moments. We can sing, we can dance together, we can kind of jam together. And it's really nice to have those moments. And I don't tell her the flashbacks I'm having to like middle school dances and high school dances that weren't appropriate when I'm listening to some of these songs. We're just going to keep that put to the side.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to have those.
I'm all for like bringing back the songs of our generation, and that I'm on board with. It's the fashion that I'm really struggling with.
Oh, it's back, and I'm waiting for it to leave because it's not okay.
Did you see recently the Doc Marten brown sandals with the flower cut out? Mm-hmm. Someone sent me that, and I said, I am having instant like PTSD from having those because they were so heavy. They rubbed your feet from all the stitching. They were not comfortable to wear, and they would smell horrible. Horrible. But we wore them, and we clunked around in them, and they are back.
Do you remember the black Steve Madden sandals with like the big chunky bottom, and you like slid your foot into this like cave of
and your foot would get
elastic?
sweaty on it, and then you would just hear the slap, 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 slap on the back of your heel as you clunked around in those. Yeah, all of that is coming back, and I have mixed emotions about that, but bringing back the songs of our generation, I am absolutely here for. So that I do love to see. You love to see it is when the girls trip leaves the group chat and actually freaking happens. That is you love to see it. You guys know I talk about travel all the time. I am my happiest when I have a trip coming up, and most of my trips are, I would say 100% of my trips are sewing related, and to go see sewing friends, or to teach at a retreat, or to host my own retreat and do all of that stuff. And when you have sewing friends that are like, most of my sewing friends are long distance. And so when we all are like chatting about doing it, and then we actually make the plans and book the trip, I'm here for it. So I've got a couple of local friends that we're just doing a little weekend like road trip in July, and we're just gonna go sit and sew for like 3 days in an Airbnb in the middle of nowhere and just hang out. We can read our books together, we can sew together, we can watch movies together. These are people from my sewing club that I just want to spend as much time with as possible. And then you and I are working on solidifying a road trip, possibly a girls trip in November, which I'm super excited about, with another friend. And so that's exciting. And so we're working on getting those, at least we have the month picked out, but figuring out like the central location where we're all going to meet and do that is great. And we'll figure it out. I have every bit of faith that that'll come to fruition. But I love it. I love traveling, and I love when, I get to do it with my girlfriends. That's my favorite. And so you love to see it is when the plans actually happen. We're not just talking about it. It actually comes to fruition.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this inspirational podcast for you to make your handmade summer wardrobe. Any questions, reach out to us anytime. DM us, find us on Facebook, post in the social, sew us, email us. We are happy to answer any questions, brainstorm with you.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, our first guest episode is next week. Oh, I think I'm going to leave it a secret for right now. Should we leave it a secret?
Sure, we'll leave it a secret. But we have a few guests lined up over the next couple months, so we're very excited about that. And make sure you download the PDFs for this episode that have the patterns as well as our fabric resources. And we wish you happy sewing.
Bye, guys. Happy sewing.
Bye.